Alright, so I'm filming this last clip from the Grand Canyon. It's not the biggest part of the Grand Canyon, it's actually just the start. As you go along, it gets way bigger than you could have imagined. And I kind of thought it was symbolic filming this here because, you know, 10 days to touch 10 million is kind of impressive. You're touching 10 million lives in 10 days. But unless it leads to something much bigger than we could have imagined to start with, I think it's failed. Well, how do we do that? That woman who's a nurse in Tanzania working with so many AIDS patients, it would be overwhelming for most people. You know, she said something profound. She says, I may not be able to change the whole world, but perhaps I can change the whole world of one person at a time. Well, that's exactly what we're trying to do on the Dream Street team. Trying to get people to pause their life long enough so they can reflect upon who they really are, upon that potential and that creative power that's inside of them, connecting them more to their dreams so they can contribute more to their families and to the world. Well, last time I was here at the Grand Canyon, I was here actually with someone who did that for me. His name was Colonel Eugene Butler, and this man was alive. Retired Air Force fighter pilot and one of my best friends. Here we are now outside of one of his favorite places in the world, the Chuckarama All-You-Can-Eat Buffet. Now this place was like Disneyland for Colonel. He loved it so much that he said if he ever got married again and if his wife gave him the ultimatum that, hey, it's either Chuckarama or me, you've got to pick, he'd have to give her a hug and say, goodbye, baby. Well, he was so confident and alive in every situation, and I wonder what made this man this way. Every Christmas he delivered about 200 pecan pies to people in his neighborhood that he personally made. Every Mother's Day he'd give about 60 cards to women just in case their own children didn't write to them. You know, he wasn't perfect. If he didn't know we could hear him, he'd be swearing at the TV, or when he's driving on the road, if someone cut him off, he'd yell out the window, "You pervert!" But if someone was really in need, he'd be the first there and the last to leave. About 5 or 6 years ago when I first met him, I asked him to make a bucket list of all the things he wanted to do with his life before he died. Well, on it was cool stuff. He wanted to see the World War II monument in DC, he wanted to go to Australia, he wanted to go to the Grand Canyon again. But the thing that kind of caught me off guard and impressed me was that most of the things on his bucket list were things he wanted to do for other people. Well, that's his secret. That's why he was so confident and so alive, was because of how much he cared about others. I hope I can be more like him. I am so grateful that together we accomplished almost everything on his list. So that by the time he passed away not too long ago, I couldn't help but think of this quote, that life is not about the amount of breaths we take, it's about the moments that take our breath away. So this Thanksgiving season, let's not just fill our bellies with food, but let's fill our lives and our homes with these magic moments. You know, forgive others or yourself. Apologize to anyone you may have hurt. That magic only takes a moment. Pray in whatever way connects you most to the divine. Pray to that God that not only gave us life, but wants us to live it fully. Laugh. In an instant you can laugh. I promise you there's things about you that are funny. And love. You are a divine being. Your playing small does not serve the world. It's such an honor to be a part of this with you. And you know, go to the online community, capture and share those magic moments with others. God bless. Let's make each day count. Let's do something great together. And just like the start of that canyon we're at, it's gonna lead to something grand. So let's just remember together, it's just the beginning.